for kind of half of the match, but Bravado Blue kind of just very slowly, methodically increased gold advantage. The kill score wasn't once like completely one-sided at 30 minutes into the game, 20 minutes into the game, but Bravado were just getting more and more gold off the map and just pushed to win. Nothing really overly special about that game. So it's going to be Bravado Blue versus the loser of Forla versus Ichigogo. And it's going to be Bravado Emotion versus the loser of this game, which looking like advantage going the way of Infused.
That's I feel like we've got to see that game. The Bravado Emotion, potentially Infused Bronze, which I think Bronze could very easily come back in this. Like that was a long game just there. But we're going to take a quick break, guys. We're going to be back in probably 5 minutes with the next match as we get people in the lobby once again. So, guys, you can follow Durka at Durka Dota. You can follow Nox at Knoxville ZA and myself at Z Live Tweets. Hope you're enjoying today's action. We'll be back in just a few. Hello and welcome back, guys, and blah 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 to the show. I'm Zoop. I'm with Durka in Knoxville.
Blah blah blah.
Hello.
I was getting freaked out because like my overlays weren't working, but yeah, let's get into the second game over here, and we're gonna have a tricast for this. Yes.
I'm just going to be here for the hype, pretty much. I'm just going to say UK teams suck, and as a result, we'll get lots of Twitter people talking about this. So.
How much activity did your Twitter get last night?
My Twitter it went over 9,000. There were like 20 retweets and people just making memes out of me. But the best is Habibi. I mean, Habibi is the Nelson Mandela of UK Dota.
What was the whole Habibi story? Because I know like the whole UK getting slammed by South Africa, but what is this UK getting slammed by Habibi?
Well, it's like the natural progression. It started off with Knoxville's quote, and then it slowly switched because Habibi was playing in the game as AA, and he was just throwing Ice Blast at everyone and slowing down the push. So it just turned into this whole Habibi, the savior of South Africa. He's the Nelson Mandela of Dota. He can do this for them.
Oh my god. I hope we can see more Habibi a little bit later. But guys, we've got a draft coming through right now, so I guess all three of it. You don't have to just be here for the hype, Nox. If you want to just shut me up and say intelligent things instead, then that's also very much allowed.
See, that's usually my job. That's what I usually do when I'm co-casting.
Yeah,
That's
but now I've got two
when I
people to do
cast
that.
Durka, because I just tell him to keep quiet.
That never happens.
It's not my job. So looking at the draft, pretty stock standard bans coming out here. After looking at last game, I think that Brewmaster is just, I think Brewmaster for the UK teams against the South African teams has had almost 100% win rate. And in the last game that I saw, Brewmaster was a very big proponent of the victory. So we will have to see how that gets picked up in this game.
I think the only time we saw South Africans taking Brewmaster was in the first game between Bravado Blue and Infused, and actually Bravado Blue won that game, and they had an amazing play with Scant on the Tidehunter as well. But other than that, I think that UK teams have been wrecking faces with it.
Well, with the Brewmaster, we're not seeing too much of Doom being picked up or Silence or anything to counter him and stop him. Like, especially in Tier 1 European play, Disruptor is a massive pickup against the Brewmaster, just the ability to silence in an AoE and hold him and glimpse him in one place. But we're not seeing too much of that from the South African teams.
Well,
I mean, Doom, of course, he's been banned out in a lot of the games.
He's free this time, he's free.
So, El Zuterino, we have a question here. Apparently, some of the losers bracket games are like high priority. So, they were scheduled to go on in the next round at whenever this ends, at about 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever the story is. If this game goes to a second game, like if it goes to and the other game, the Ichigogo 4 Love goes like to a third game, do you think it would be fine if maybe I just cast away at the other losers bracket game? Because
the thing
apparently
is,
people really want to see those.
I want to see the Bravado Emotion loser bracket game. I want to stream that. And I think we need to make an effort to stream that. Like, obviously, if it was even Stevens and there's 2 UK teams and 2 South African teams in the winner bracket semis, then we'd probably focus on that. But I think because the whole point is to determine which nation is better, South Africa or UK, we're probably going to...
Pretty easy. You don't even have to have a tournament to say that.
Oh, apparently it was because he owned Danny D.
Is what? Pardon?
The Habibi hype. He owned Danny D in a fight, like completely demolished him in one team fight, so everyone went absolutely crazy, calling in the fraud police.
Oh no, I called him the fraud master in the cast. He is the fraud police. Okay, so we basically want to definitely watch the Bravado Emotion game. Cool. Yeah. I will make this happen. I will do the magic.
Is that happening? Is that the loser of this game goes versus Bravado Emotion? Because maybe we can just go straight into that from what we're in now.
But then we delay the other semi-final, the winner bracket semi-final.
But we can jump into that maybe either for the second game, or we can try and jump in like halfway through the first. Like I know it's not like a very typical way of going through things, but I think it's kind of it's worth seeing.
We could also just
the end of South Africa.
We just could also ask for that that losers bracket match we could just play after the 2 winners bracket semifinals.
If we could get that to happen, if we can talk with Infused and with Bravado Emotion and get them and see if they're happy to delay it, then I think that's probably the best option. But if they've got something scheduled for later on tonight, then maybe we'll just try and cast it sooner rather than later. We'll see. But this draft looking interesting, guys, as well.
What was the original plan then? Because we've got this game. If Infused win this game, can't we just go straight into Bravado Emotion versus whoever?
Yeah, we can, but then we'll have to definitely get. We'll have to first of all tell Bravado to be here then, because they were only expecting to start an hour later.
Okay.
And we'll have to, which probably will be fine, actually, I think. But then we also have to just make sure that the other game waits for that best of 1 to finish, which is also not unreasonable. I just want to update the documents so that everyone knows what's happening.
Cool. Oh, there's actually quite a few people who have tuned into the stream, so I've got to say hello to everyone who has tuned in now to see the Bravado Brawl tournament. This is a tournament to determine the best between, whether it's South Africa or the UK, so that we can hopefully just grow and expand these communities. But right now, it's the South Africans that are probably going to be going home learning something, as you're watching the UK guys on the day 2 of the tournament. Hauling ass. Sorry, we've got to highlight this quite a lot, but I think it's really worth watching this tournament simply to find out exactly how these communities are doing and see the war concluded. No girls on the internet. Is this South African Dota? Well, not right now. It will be in probably about an hour and a half's time. Right, did someone want to talk about this draft? Because I touched on it a second ago. I've been interrupting you guys heavily. So,
so Bronze Dota going for the classic Tree Darkseer combination, and this is going to be, I think, a more standard draft from an Infused lineup. So I think the onus is on Bronze to show us why they went for the classic Tree Darkseer combo.
They've got all defensive heroes overall. Yeah. Like Bronze have got the safe lane Treant, Dazzle, Darkseer off lane, Puck mid. So they'll probably go for a heavy hitting carry for Tom on that safe lane.
What do you think about Weaver, for example? Like, Tree Weaver is a solid combination. Throw Dazzle into the mix as well.
Against a Doom?
Yeah, it is pretty annoying, but like, there's very few carries that can just say, okay, well, I'm doomed, I'm still going to fight. And they really need a hero that can do that.
Also the AA. Like, if Weaver starts to split push and gets caught by an AA ult, then he's pretty much screwed.
What's the interaction between AA and Weaver ulti?
It's the shatter debuff still stays.
But you go back to more HP. It's like a strict. Okay. Yeah. So I think Infused lineup is very standard here. Maybe we need to see something like a Gyrocopter or a Luna on the side of Bronze. You know, something that can tank a Doom and still move to the side and still come back and fight. Maybe with the Satanic, or if he has very, very tanky items, if he's gone for the Manta style, can maybe get out some illusions to use a Doom. I think that the Doom also could target the Darkseer or the Puck-in fights, or the Dazzle. Like, all of those are excellent targets.
I'm like 90% sure Bronze are going to pick Spectre, unless Infused ban it out.
Yeah, well, there goes the Gyro ban from Bronze, so they were afraid of that.
I know, Infused ban it, yeah.
Speak of the devil. What else is there? The top ones you were talking, maybe an AM or something. You said they kind of like the late game carries.
Well, they do, but they'll probably go for a Luna or something now. They want something that can give more team fight potential to combo with the Darkseer Treant Puck, but also something that right clicks really heavily. And they also need something that can last through, Wraith King reincarnating, Nature's Prophet split pushing, and a Doom. So once Luna has that BKB, potentially can carry through all of these.
I kind of
Still a tough choice though.
I find that Infused, the heroes they have at the moment, are specifically designed to just be annoying. Oh, there is going AM. They've taken it, so maybe they're just going to... I think they're just going to try and protect the hell out of him for as long as possible. But you were making good points though with the Doom, and if Doom gets on anti-mage, then it's kind of like fight is going to be very difficult for Bronze Dota, at least in the later game.
Well, they're just going to have to give up support kills, because with Dazzle and Treant, you've got Grave, Heal, and Treant armor to sustain through the Doom. I think two of the best heroes against Doom's ultimate are Treant and Witch Doctor, because they can literally heal someone through it and allow them to survive. But I don't know. They're gonna like you said, they're gonna have to protect the hell out of the AM. Puck's gonna have to make some big plays, get an early blink. But with Darkseer taking a relatively long time to hit his peak, he needs level 11, level 12, mech, blink dagger, a couple of items there before they can actually start taking team fights. And my next question is, Knoxville, do you think that they've got enough kill potential with the 4 heroes minus the AM to actually contest against AA, Wraith King, Doom?
Probably not. I mean, I think that Treant Protector is like regarded by many as like a very good defensive hero, but he's excellent aggressively. The same can't be said about Dazzle. Like, he is a defensive hero. He can make kill potential in the sort of like the type of lane you're describing. Like if he had Wraith King, Ancient Apparition, Dazzle, or if he had Nagasign, something that combos up with the Shadow Weave. Sorry, the Shadow Wave. Right? And I think that we're going to be seeing some very, very interesting mid-game fights because Anti-Mage needs, that 5-10 minutes to farm, and I don't know if the other heroes in his team can provide him with that.
And they're going to contest this. They're going to go, Infused are going to go aggressive tri-lane, then have Nature's Prophet mid, and Tone on the safe lane Doom. So it's going to be really rough for Bronze. Doom against the Darkseer is a pretty even matchup overall. I think Doom slightly comes out ahead with Devour. But then Nature's Prophet against Puck. Who do you favour in that matchup?
Nature's Prophet versus Puck. Probably the Nature's Prophet, like quite heavily. The ability to harass, like Puck isn't going to go Start Shield in that type of matchup or anything like that, so the constant harass is going to be annoying. Puck can make kills at key levels, but other than that, he's going to be harassed quite heavily up the lane.
Alright, I'm going to just take you guys through the drafts, the teams at the moment. We've got Elia taking support Wraith King. We've got Cook on the AA. Richie playing the Weaver. We got Tyrox on the Prophet, and Tone is going to be taking Doom. And then swinging by the Bronze guys, Tom is going to be on the AM. Mike taking the Dazzle. It's going to be Mighty Morphin on the Treant. Steve on the Puck, and of course it's going to be John taking that Darkseer. And they're just shaping the lanes as quickly as possible. I wonder how this Wraith King support's going to go down. Does Elia have much experience on Wraith King support?
I've not seen it too often. The majority of the time that Infused have, from what I've seen, have run Wraith King, it's been in that one role where Richie plays that and had this big build at the last land we were at where he went for Treads, Drums, Blade Mail, Radiance, Mjolnir, and they literally have him just, walk past towers, not give a damn about anything. He got to the point where he was standing at tier 3s with a static charge buff on him, just lightning going everywhere, and there's no way to engage on him, especially with the rest of his team sitting behind. Because if you try and go on the Wraith King, obviously he's going to reincarnate, and there's no opening to go and try and take down the supports in the back end.
But the zoom out mode is so good. It's so good.
It's perfect.
There was a very similar thing in Dota 1 that was like also very amazing. And then
I've always had mouse scroll disabled because I hated accidentally zooming in. But now that they've enabled this, I might have to re-enable the mouse scroll.
Bind it to page up and page down.
Yeah, I could do. So I use my middle mouse button to move the camera.
Yeah.
Same. And also I have middle click. Scroll up as one item, like magic wand or something like that. A non-targetable spell. But yeah, this combination of Weaver and AA is so annoying with the chilling touch on the Germinate attack. Obviously we haven't seen it yet, still Shukuchi. And one funny thing is when you zoom out you kind of lose the sound effects. It's very well done.
I'm really hoping for Steve that he doesn't lose this mid lane as hard as he did before. It was pretty tragic last time. Tyrox just ripped him apart with Brewmaster onto the
Oh, this is a blunder. He's gonna have to tango up. Oh, that's a classic blunder.
Sometimes I really hate Nature's Prophet when you cast it on 2 trees and you get 1 tree and out.
Yeah.
I want to know how they coded it because sometimes it just seems completely broken.
Badly, that's the answer. You'll have to ask Habibi on his opinion on the matter.
Does he get angry?
No, Habibi's he is the Nelson Mandela of South African Dota. He can code whatever he wants.
He can code Danny D out of the game. Cook in a pretty rough position here. Do they have Leech Seed? No, they took Living Armor level 1, but Tom, with the mana break, gonna try and take Cook down. One more hit, and Living Armor on him means he can just go straight for this.
Is he going to be able to make it? Cook's running, but there it is. First blood drawn by Tom. There we go, Shallow Grave onto Mike. Richie might chase this one. There's not going to be that long left on the timer, but he can't get another hit, so they're going to have to give up on that one. And this is...
Look at the experience on Dazzle.
Yeah,
Look
he just hit level 2. Just hit level 2 after that kill.
Wow. That was a nice.
In the top lane, Darkseer should definitely go behind tower. Oh, and here he goes. Behind tower. He's probably been doing it for a while. We've just been focusing too much on bottom. Doom is a pretty tanky hero and he's got Star Shield up. He can hold it under tower, but it means that Darkseer gets 100% of the creeps and currently sitting on, going to sit on 18 after this wave, 19.
See, a big problem when you're last sitting under the tower with someone like Doom, 72 base damage. If you want to try and last it under the tower, you know, sort of 50% of the time want to get that initial hit off because of the disparity between tower lowest and minimum and maximum damage. But with 72 base attack, you've got to be really careful about what you're doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like the sweet spot is about 65 or 63 or something like that. So I remember reading a post on that issue where like it's actually just too much. You want to do less damage.
And like
so if he, Quelling Blade could actually probably solve that for him. It means he does so much that he doesn't need it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, some heroes do fare better with the Quelling Blade, but some heroes have to drop the Quelling Blade to last it under the tower. I think Spectre and Anti-Mage are two of the key heroes where if you've got a Quelling Blade early on, it's difficult to last it under the tower unless you drop it.
But then if you're Treant, go farm Treant, you're obviously fine because they do like 3 times more damage than everyone else.
88 base damage is stupid.
This is ridiculous.
I mean, I still remember the old Dota 1 days of Radiant Treant and going carry that way. And then people started doing Midas, Armlet, Mask of Madness, Basher Treant.
It's pretty BM. It was Fnatic who started, I think, like the very, very old Fnatic squad. For some reason, my head is just stuck there as being the first the Radiant since a refresher as the tree build. And look at the damage coming on Steve here.
Oh,
he's just used Orb as well. Did that Sprout? He's got Sprout.
He's dead.
Oh, it's gonna be close. Darax, can he make it? He might even die from this. He's going all the way, and oh my god.
Tree OP. I mean, that's the power of Tree.
I don't know. That bottle charge into phase shift, pretty big as well.
I think the living armor.
Yeah, but if Tree put living armor on earlier, it would have been like completely non-points.
Yeah, like it's almost like it was a nice little bait.
Yeah, if Trayton had put living armor on the puck, the Nature's Prophet would just have backed off because he knew there's no kill potential. But putting it on so late drew the Nature's Prophet in.
And then when he was like hugging the tower, it's like, okay, there's no way I can get out of this now. Tom might be in trouble over here. Is there enough stun power? Oh, Tom just able to blink away in time. Maybe if A was a bit sooner with his stun, then it could have timed more nicely. But I think Tom probably would have blinked away regardless.
What do you think about this level 1 Vampiric Aura? Normally you see Wraith Kings in professional games go Wraithfire Blast, stats Wraithfire Blast, and then they consider taking one, just one more level of stats earlier on. Because the Vampiric Aura is pushing the lane somewhat.
And they've got no way of drawing it back either. So unless they want to dive the tower, or I guess it's because they don't want the Radiant side to pull. Because once they push the lane to the tower, they've got easy opening into that pull spot. So I don't know if it's intentional that way, or if they just want to sustain on this lane, because if they're getting harassed down by the Dazzle long range.
There's a TP coming towards the bot lane here. It's going to be Stevie G with an Invis rune.
Oh.
And this could be a very, very, very huge fight coming up here. Stevie G spotting them out. Dream Coil goes off. AM comes forward. They're going to definitely get the kill on the air. But I think that everyone else here could be fine.
Oh man, if Tom had gone onto the Weaver first, one hit would have burnt enough mana so he didn't have Shikuchi. Then they could have had 2 kills.
That would have been
he probably wasn't, like he was more focusing on trying to get the other 2 supports. Normally it's the supports you target in these type of fights against a hero like Weaver with great mobility.
I think they really need to get those last hits on the kills for the AM as well. He's quite underfarmed if you compare him to the Weaver. So, and even like his Darkseer.
We're gonna have Hey, we got mech up on, on the docks here. 7 minutes in.
Good timing.
Gonna be flying out. It's 7 minutes in.
Mech and bottle.
Yeah.
And Tone is level 7 but hasn't used Doom yet. Usually in this lane you see it's very even until Doom hits 6 and then there's kill potential. But he's never been able to harass John enough to get a Doom kill off.
We probably should see John moving a little bit more like towards actually the Radiant side. And also definitely picking up a TP scroll.
I feel like they've been quite
Because
passive
Doom
again,
can only
these
leave-
guys.
Yeah, Doom can only go so far away from his tower before it starts taking like a lot of damage, and when that happens, the Darksteel will know, and he can just either run into the jungle, surge into the jungle, or TP. But he's having a great time in this top lane, and as a result, he's also going to have Vacuum up by level 12, Vacuum and ulti. He's not going to go for something ridiculous like 3 levels of surge, which you sometimes see in 1v1 off lanes. I'm not a huge fan of that build at all. Although that Dota does inform me that it is popular to a point.
I feel like Infused are making the same mistake Bronze did last time around. They just had those 3 people on the tri-lane in bottom, and they're just not getting enough experience. I think maybe they should just, maybe even just push Richie away, or get some good team fights coming out. Oh. In mid, a bit of pressure. Tyrox close to death over there. Steve can't punish him.
So within the UK community, who's the biggest BMer of the people on this in this game?
In this game particularly?
Yeah. We don't need to talk about Banshee anymore.
I don't know.
Are these all well-mannered people? Good guys in the community.
In public, yes.
Okay. These are the guys that you never ever want to talk to at a pub stop because they just get drunk and out of hand.
I'd probably say, historically, from what I've heard, John L is probably the biggest. But then I've never encountered it. But
It's always the off-lane players who are the most BM.
it really is.
Well, they get sent there. They don't have to communicate with anyone. It's like, alright, go away. But yeah, this Weaver's going straight BKB, no Lincolns. I think that's a pretty good decision here.
Oh, Treant, you okay?
Weaver's not going to fall into the let's all
Top
go
lane
on.
Doom on the Ducks here. This is going to be a kill for sure now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just
It's
missed the
nice to
end
see
of it.
Tyrox involved in these type of kills. Nice to see Tyrox involved in these kills, getting up some gold, and he's also got his Midas up, so he's gone mid Midas.
Blink. 10
Tuck
minutes
Blink Dagger
into
10 minutes, that's really pretty great. I mean, 2 kills for him, 5.5 creeps a minute.
Bot lane, Tom blinks in aggressively. There was a sentry spotting out Richie, but Tom taking plenty of damage. Grave is ready to go. Cook, will he actually go? Oh!
Tom's in a little
Big
bit of
ult.
trouble here. He's only
Oh,
got
yes.
level, he's got like the
He
burning
can
bull
blink.
here.
Gemini attack was
Interesting
chasing
TP
him
from
down.
Tyrox though.
And Tyrox is going to die before he uses his Midas, which is also like pretty massive.
Oh my god, John L just chasing him down, being a massive nuisance, a nice kill. Tom, I think, was just trying to get in for the last hit, but Elia on the side, just putting a bit of pressure onto Mike. And maybe John has overstayed his welcome. I don't think so, actually. He's getting himself another kill. And
Oh,
wow.
wonderful play by Steve.
Cripple.
The trouble there
really-
was, Elia without boots came out from this direction, stunned the Dazzle, who'd already expended all of his spells. If Elia had just walked up here and stunned John, that whole situation wouldn't have happened. They would have killed the Darkseer here and then probably backed off. But the fact that they drew out so long, Darkseer got to use mech, tanking up so much of the damage, and then the wall splitting Infused, that allowed Steve to just blink in with that massive illusory orb across.
We were talking about Puck's early dagger. Look at Doom. He's got phase boots and dagger and ring of Basilius. He's also very, very farmed here.
I mean, do you think the Midas and Nature's Prophet will allow him to catch up?
No, definitely. Yeah, it was early. Like it wasn't early, but it was early enough. And it's definitely going to have a big impact. And I think that we're going to see very aggressive plays, judging by the heroes on the side of Infused. That Nature's Prophet ulti is going to be ringing out, getting a lot of kills, or getting a lot of creeps as a result. Normally, you don't actually want to use Nature's Prophet ulti just to farm. Like, this isn't like in pub games, for example. Like, you're going to be using it synchronized with engagements from your team, and as a result, you're going to be picking up a lot of creeps, maybe picking up a lot of kills using it. We saw Wazmac yesterday, Smacker, getting a lot of gold just from not being involved in fights but ulting in.
Puck on bot lane has a haste, ready to go on this Weaver. There is a sentry, but it's pretty deep in the lane, so unless Richie, you know, sits further forward, but it looks like Steve's going to go for this. He's ready to blink in. Yep, there goes the silence, Dream Coil, Illusory Orb, and Anti-Mage going to come in here for the last hit.
Oh,
actually
no!
uses his ultimate on a full mana Weaver.
I think he was just using it for kind of like the mini stun, just trying to delay him from using his ulti. But that was good play. If there was a panic over there by Richie and he just ran out of the Dream Coil, he would have died straight away because of the stun.
I'm just not sure about Steve's decision to jaunt, you know, across.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because
actually.
if he had, you know, stayed in one position and just kept hitting the Weaver, I think he might have died.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the phase boots up on the Nature's Prophet. A little bit, I mean, I think it's been... Nature's Prophet's build has been something that so many people have been discussing over the last while. And, you know, everyone's talking about Admiral Bulldog, no Midas, and what is this blasphemy. But it actually, like, shows how Dota changes over time, even with, like, no change to the hero. Like, Nature's Prophet didn't get changed at all in, like, the most recent 2 patches, I think. And yet people are still finding and changing the ways in which people play this very, very well played hero before. It's, like, no changes, but huge changes at the same time.
I still remember, like, 10 years ago, when my friend would play nothing but Nature's Prophet, and he'd be Radiant, play Nature's Prophet alone on the top lane. He'd buy mech, and he'd just literally just push towers. That's all he'd do. Buy mech and push towers. He wouldn't use TP. He'd just max Treants, max Sprout, and go and push things. And then you realize that Nature's Prophet can do so many more things than just push. I mean, this was before the pub days, when Nature's Prophet will just sit in the jungle and farm Midas.
Those were the good old days. Good thing Hibby came to save our souls. So this bot lane gonna take a lot of pressure here. Probably gonna die. Elliot coming on the side, stun coming out of Mike. I don't know if they're gonna have the damage straight away. Shallow Grave is definitely gonna come on. That Shadow Wave did a lot of good work. Tyrock's gonna die.
Such great reaction TPs from Bronze though. And now they're gonna take tier 2 at bot most likely.
Yeah, it looks like they're grouping up today. Cook in the mid lane, very close to getting his ALT, and that's going to be useful in at least countering these pushes. So much of Bronze's strategy relies on being able to heal, and if Cook can get like a little bit of farm, maybe get up that Axe. Oh, probably not. Steve G just going balls to the wall here. Top lane
and he has a
damage
regenerate.
Does have a bug on him though, so maybe this is going to provide an opening for Richie.
He's got orb, so it's fine.
Oh, nice phase shift. Good escape there from Puck, as you'd expect.
So now Doom's gone for the Vlad. Do you expect the Nature's Prophet to go for the mech? Because they need something to hold them in these team fights.
Yeah, I think we need a mech and probably a pipe as well from the side of Infused in this game. Who's going to get it? Doom can get one, as you say, the mech maybe. But I don't think a pipe, like, there's no other natural pipe carriers except the Wraith King if he transitions, but he's currently got 8 creeps and very, very poor.
And needs a Blink Dagger.
Yeah, desperately needs treads and a Blink Dagger.
AM has his Battle Fury. 16 minutes into the game after that aggressive tri-lane up in his face. And now the farming begins. Has Quelling Blade and treads as well. So it's not just naked Battle Fury. He's got his farming kit on.
And he went for the kind of fighting build in lane.
Oh, he's 3-0. Like, if he didn't get all those kills, then he would have been having a much harder time.
Well, he still would have had it at a reasonable time because the rest of his team has done so well in other lanes.
The difference,
but this is shaping up to be
is quite a lot. If you get Battle Fury at 16 minutes compared to 18 or even 19 minutes, it can really.
Oh, Tone in the top lane, gonna die here.
Make a big gap. Oh, Puck just being.
He's
all
also
over
picked
on the
up plate mail.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting TP for Turks.
Where did he TP?
Bot lane, yeah. But behind the tower, like the Radiant Juke spot. They really want these towers. The power of tree is also kicking in here. You know, not dropping the early tier 1 towers means that you're just able to get more, relatively much more gold on your supports than air supports. Ooh.
What, Dagon level 1 on Puck?
I don't know if that's necessary. I think early sheep stick would be incredible, like, or even orchids. But yeah, looks like they're gonna try catch out John L here. Bugs coming through, vacuum as well. I think he's gonna die. This AR ulti is gonna whiff, but doesn't matter. And Elia gets a kill, which is quite a lot of gold. She's gone arcane boots and 600 gold on top of that.
The thing is, though, Puck can now kill Cook constantly. Anytime he sees the AA is dead. Illusory Orb, silence Dagon, and then out.
Yeah, so what do you want the AA to do? Double Bracer plus Cloak?
No, I'm just saying that the Dagon is going to give him a constant stream of gold whenever he sees the AA.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is true.
Like, Cook can't do anything to stop that. He just has to not be visible.
And Tyrox coming in the mid lane. Doesn't have a lot of mana at all, actually. Not even going to be able to summon creeps. There's going to be mana boots up in a second. Here comes a Puck illusion. Just flittering on the side. A ulti comes in. Big overgrowth. But even bigger A ulti, it's going to connect on 2 of them. Doom on Steve. He's going to die here or get denied.
I don't know, they've got plenty of heal. They've got Grave as well, don't forget.
Well,
Not
he's under...
early.
Oh, he's not an A ulti. I think they used it way too early.
No, he's fine.
He's actually looking to re-engage here. But John L in a lot of trouble here. Getting it brought down. His Darkseer Illusion's doing also some good work.
Meanwhile, Anti-Mage, Tom pushing the spot lane. Tyrox TP's in with no mana and Tom has his ultimate. That's a dead Nature's Prophet. That was a bad decision.
Wow. Why? Why, Tarks?
And Steve at mid lane gets stunned up. Can he get caught out by the Wraith King? Does have Illusory Orb in 1 second. Blow! He manages to blink. The Scorched Earth not stopping it, but Mike... Yeah.
Mark dying for his sins. They need Habibi on their side here.
In the
Could
words
save
of
him all.
AC, save your buddy syndrome.
Praise the beauty.
There was a funny game where I think it was Toby casting with Puppy, and Puppy was looking at the draft, and it was one of the CIS teams. Dread was playing on it at the time. It was about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago. And he's just like, no, this is a bad draft because what we're gonna see here is we're gonna see the Vengeful Spirit trying to save the Lina, and the Lina trying to save the Vengeful Spirit, and it's all just gonna go downhill from there. When Dread went like 14-0 on the Lina, Puppy's like, okay, it went differently. Save your buddy syndrome didn't actually have to kick in there. This became kill with your buddy syndrome. Ooh. And what do you think of the Blink Dagger on Darkseer? It's like become a much more popular item in recent times, but you know, normally in the past they'd just say, okay, well, get mech if we need, get Sheepstick or Shivas if we need it. Ooh, engagement's up, Tarek's gonna die here.
Boom.
But yeah,
Tom was sitting in his trees up here just waiting.
look at the mobility now on the side of Bronze. They've got the AM Blink, the Puck Blink. See the Tree Blink Dagger come out soon?
Oh, most definitely.
I wonder
And it's
if we
very
get a
important that the
gem as
positioning
well.
is good.
Is there no gem on?
I think a
Bronze?
gem is a bit risky though. Like, I think everyone on both sides here can die quite easily in fights. Even like Bronze a little bit harder, given the
Maybe
fact that they have a
chuck it onto
Dazzle and
Mighty
a tree.
I don't think they necessarily need a gem because
Yeah.
Weaver right now doesn't do too much damage. He's got a BKB to survive through fights and he's got his ultimate. The main focus is going to be the Doom because he sticks a cog in so much of their team play.
But the Doom's getting pretty tanky. He's gone plate mail to supplement his low base armor, and he's pretty tanky right now. 1300 HP. And Darkseer's only 100 behind, but still very, very tanky in terms of effective HP. Classic Twitch chat, Kappa.
Kappa.
Oh,
Hey, look at the Wraith King. 2,000 gold, nearly has Blink.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Catching up pretty well.
Yeah, she got that kill on the Puck, or it was like, I think the Puck in the top lane. Or, no, it was the Darkseid actually. John L, as he was running down here towards the top arena. The last Hellfire Blast was what sealed the deal.
And it was like 600 gold or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
One kill, one
Tyrox
racer.
TPing out.
Tyrox is living on the edge, and he's going Orchids as well. He's going. He's not going to finish Orchids before AM finishes Mantis.
Mantis already ready.
Yeah. So that's not good.
Like, Tom's flying through the farm at the moment. It's happy days for him. They've really shut down Tyrox well.
Yeah. Weaver's pretty good against anti-mage in general, though.
What's
Like,
the average timing on Mantis style when you get a 16-minute Battle Fury? Come on, Knoxville.
Oh shit! Okay, I can get this for you. I can work this out.
Because it feels like it's a bit late. Usually we sort of see, 4 minutes after the Battle Fury you get the Mantis style. But I guess that's if you have a perfect farm and Tom finds Tyrox on top lane. Ice Blast's going to play out, but Tom's going to dodge it with Blink. Oh, down you go! Nature's Prophet gets absolutely smacked in the face by that Mana Void.
Look at Tyrox on the net chart. He's down. Well, I've got to actually. I can't even count his. He's 6th down on the chart. He should be a lot higher than that. He's not that much further ahead than Elio, who's supporting. And I think we've got to move on to Richie. He's BKB'd up. And time-lapsed away. So they can't actually get a kill on the Weaver at the moment. But they're still...
And that's 2 ultimates expanded as well.
So,
Dire's middle tower is under
so the average timing on Mantis style is 16 minutes, and the average timing on Battle Fury is 16 minutes, and the average timing on Battle Fury and Manta is 24 minutes. So,
Oh really? Is it that late?
Yeah. And that's of where the first major item is the Battle Fury, and the second is Manta style. So it actually is not horrible.
Very good timing.
The thing is
about
that
that's 2 minutes before average.
the thing is that this also includes those statistics don't include people who go raw Battle Fury. Don't go for treads early, and then they still have to pick up another 1,000 gold for treads. And he got treads before that, so his that does kind of offset it a bit. Like he got Battle Fury about on average, but he also had treads on top of that, so it made the Battle Fury timing
Dire's middle tower
a little bit better actually.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, I
And
think
that's
it's
what
really difficult to stop Bronze at the moment. The way the AM's going, give the AM another 5-10 minutes, he's going to have that heart, he'll be waiting away to a butterfly. It's... What have Bronze got to do... what have Infused got to do right now to slow them down? And AA just dropped in mid. I think that's Steve getting...
That's
that
what I was
quick
talking
kill.
about. Steve sees him and he's dead.
The thing is that with these bugs on, and he's going to have all 1 second away to be able to escape here. And Doom is close to Shivas. Oh, the trap is lane. Oh no, Doom got off.
Which one is
There's
it?
no
Which one is
mana
it? Oh! Wow, Tom's wrecking
Oh,
them.
nice juke. Nice juke by Elia there though. And she didn't go blink, she went 4 stuff, which is a little bit of a change.
Well, that's what I was
And here
asking.
comes the hearts.
What do Infused need to do right now? What's their plan? If you put down the strategy, what is it?
Stop dying.
Yeah, stop feed and...
No,
Like-
genuinely, that is you've got to stop dying.
The thing is about dying, you're not only just giving them gold, you're also not farming on those heroes. Like the Doom not farming, he didn't go Midas build, but Devour just gives him so much extra gold that he needs to be able to cast that on cooldown every cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do have the potential to pick off. Nature's Prophet has Orchid, they've got Doom, they've got Weaver with BKB, Demon Edge. Then they've got Wraith King, who should be on the front lines and has level 2 reincarnation. But they're never finding the openings to take team fights. They're getting split pushed by Darkseer and Anti-Mage on separate lanes, and then getting picked off by Puck.
They need Doom to has to pick up the Sentinel creep here, so he has the Sentinel stun. He went Blink Dagger early. I don't think Blink Dagger plus Critical Strike is a good decision. He needs Shivas also. Like, he's so close to finishing that off. If they got that kill, the game could be very different right now. The scoreboard, first of all, wouldn't be 16-5. It would have been possibly even less, because the Puck might have not engaged, not knowing where everyone is on the map.
John?
The other thing is Weaver's going for MKB. Oh, that's just a bit of harass. MKB and the Weaver, so kind of predicting that the AM's going to go for the early butterfly.
Oh my god, Steve's destroying them. I was watching a fight that was about to start in mid, and then Steve just turns up, Dagon, pop everything, and it's pretty easy for him to get kills. I don't know if Weaver can actually catch up in this at all.
AM has heart now.
Yeah, like...
So AM has heart.
How's he stop that?
Ooh, Cook actually going man-to-man against Mike. The Cook's... Oh, okay, so this could be interesting. Doom going out on Jarell, and Mike's going to just get blown up. This is a nice little pick-off there.
But in comes Tom. He's got Manta Star ready to go. He's going to blink forward ahead of these guys. I'm sure he's done one, but that's Tone going down. Stun used on an illusion just to try and hold the damage. Force Staff, interestingly enough, into the middle of the Mana Void AoE. Now Elliot's probably just going to fall a second time here. No mana for Leech Seed, but Steve has got plenty of damage to right-click over the top with Tom harassing down. That's a godlike streak for Steve. 10-0-2.
And Tom is 7-0-3 as well, so they haven't actually managed to kill those two players at all. And they're both at the top of the charts.
See, this is possibly one of like the awkward situations with, like when you go behind, when your tri lane, this aggressive tri lane loses. Like, it's so hard for you to try win the game. See the Weaver, like, forced to go for MKB, like, kind of trying to get one up on an early butterfly, but if he had Desolator, he'd be doing more damage to everyone else in the game.
Yeah.
Desolator just does more effective damage against every single person in this game. Yeah, there's just too many targets, I think, now for Infused to have to decide who they want to focus. The aim's going to be always coming into fights late. It's going to force the Dooms to be used early. If the positioning's bad, Pucker's going to punish them, Tree's going to punish them.
I think you hit the nail on the head. There are too many targets. Who does Doom use his ultimate on? Who does Nature's Prophet use Orchid on? Who do they focus down? Because if they Doom the anti-mage, they've got to contest with Steve, you know, using Illusion Orb, Silence, Dagon. They've then got the Darkseer Wall, Vacuum.
They have to doom the Darkseer, I think, and it has to be Silence on the Puck. Like, anything else is okay. Like, those are the two heroes which just can't do things. You have to doom the Darkseer so you don't... That's fine, you have to doom... Okay, so first of all, the aim, if he gets his Mancer off quick enough, it's going to break the Silence. So if you doom the anti-mage, then Darkseer has Wall, Vacuum, and Mech, which are like, in team fights, things that you can't mess with.
Mm-hmm.
I think AA's just got to get a good ulti off to try to stop the Dazzle and Tree doing a lot of healing, and also kick off that Heart. And Heart has to not be ticking over. And if that happens, they can fight. Like Wraith King can get stun off on the anti-mage. They can do things. This game is like 95-5 at the moment, but there is, you know, there's that famous picture of Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber where it's just like, so we have a chance. There's a fight happening here. Vacuum and Wall getting thrown off. Ilya tries to get out. Doom tries to get out. But Doom's going to just get brought down here. Jonel's actually quite low. Going to catch an AALT. Going to get blown up. And so is Tone without getting off a Doom.
Look at Tom though and Steve. It is working together in perfect harmony. Mike's able to save himself. There's a reincarnate from Elia and... well, that's pretty much... dropping. Like a fly. And then Tyrox is down split pushing at the bottom, but it's just nowhere near as efficient.
Steve managed to finish his Hex and coming in at just the right time, so Weaver's got no mobility whatsoever in that team fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Like, Weaver's late on
Lucky
items, basically.
Like, Anti-Mage goes on the Nature's Prophet, you can just feel that Lucky Bash coming out and stopping the TP. Butt clenching.
So Dirkie, you were shots firing at Tom for having such a late Manta Star.
And then suddenly he has items.
Suddenly, yeah, well, it's the power of AM, and he was going the burning build as well. He even though he was in a try situation, he went for max stats. Didn't have a lot of blink dagger, so had to be a little bit more conservative. But he's come back so well in this game.
I wasn't flaming that he had a late Battle Fury. I was just genuinely curious about the timing between Battle Fury and Manta Style.
Okay, buddy.
Because, like, what? That was my question. I said that I thought it was a little bit slow because he had potential free farm of jungle, ancients, and lanes, and I thought that he would get it another 2 minutes faster. and he still got it before average timing.
Yeah.
But I expect more from him.
If you get
I was
like
just
an
trying
11
to
minute,
take some of the hype.
No, if you get an
Yeah,
11
I was
minute
just trying to
Battlefield, you
take the
get
hype.
Manta at like 18, 17 minutes. So it
That's mainly because you don't,
somewhat
like
felt slow.
like Knoxville said, you don't get treads and stuff like that.
If you
I
have a
was just
safe lane
thinking
AM, most of the time AM is picked up. It's in a position where the enemy can't aggress the tri lane because it's just a bad hero in try situations normally.
I think it's slightly better than a Faceless Void when head to
Yeah,
head
but
against
Faceless
an
Void is
aggressive tri
like
lane.
tier 3.
It's like dog tier.
It's like E-hug tier. Oh, Sheepstick going onto Tone. Doom has just had, I think, such a bad game. Like, not just bad play, but just been unlucky in a couple of fights. Positioning, sometimes he's gone left and he should have gone right. But look at the damage coming forward on Richie. He's going to have the time-lapse back. Tom's actually taking quite a lot of damage here, but Heart's going to kick him, being able to re-engage.
Just the level difference between Anti-Mage and the rest of Infused is just
Top.
so ridiculous. And Top, yeah, Tom just appears and he's going to make that level difference.
He got the
a
lucky
little
bash
greater.
this time. Nature's Prophet trying to TP out, gets bashed up, and then Mana Void.
We also have
Wonderful.
the...
Bash he's done for.
He's also got a Abyssal Blade. I don't know where he used that. Was that in the mid-fight?
Wow, did he just pick Ed up? Oh, crikey, yeah. So, what is it? Get BOTs and Butterfly and done. The game will probably end sooner than then.
So the other thing is also like people often like when Wraith King was played as like a carry in like the Dota 1 days for a period of time. Oh, actually might see John L die here. One more tick. But it was viewed as like by many as like a counter to AM. But what do you have to think? Sorry, as AM was viewed as a counter to it, rather. But it's just like it's so annoying if you Elia here and you just get hit, 2 or 3 times from the anti-mage and you just lose your ulti. Like you don't have an ulti just because I picked this hero and hit you twice. It's so annoying. I think if you one of the supports and you're told, okay, well you're playing Wraith King in this game and the enemy has an anti-mage, it just like messes with your mindset quite a bit. You're forced from the outset to try just either go very aggressive or very defensive, and as soon as you lose one big fight, you feel so like sad that you now know that you don't have an ulti for the rest of the game.
I think Franz could probably ask Infused to GG, please. Like it's so like level 25 for Anti-Mage, level 16 for Weaver and Nature's Prophet, and that's like one of numerous things that are currently wrong for Infused.
I can tell you one thing. I don't know who's playing who, but if for example Infused loses a series and goes to losers bracket and somehow matches up at some stage against Bravado Blue and Bravado Blue win, they will definitely 100% write as they like take 1 or 2 racks. Hey Tyrox, please GG, we got things to do. I can tell you that will happen, 100%.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen in this game. Like Bronze are, shit talkers all some of the time. I don't know if they're going to be super serious and have good public image right now. Infused are taking a couple of kills here. Steve's in a bit of trouble. Can't actually join out or blink out.
His first death.
1,398 gold. First death indeed. But in comes Tom. Abyssal Blade on the Tyrox, stuns him out. Gets stunned by Elia in fact, but Tom, no way for them to take him down right now. Wall used, Tyrox might go down. There's the Sheepstick from John L. And they just continue demolishing Infused. Elia, nice force staff to get away from Tom, but Richie, BKB forced.
He also gets the kill, ticks on Hellfire Blast on Mike the Dazzle.
I'm just
But yeah,
now
two
Tom
racks.
full HP.
Yeah. It's gonna be 2 full sets of racks down. And John L and Anti-Mage have done such a good job to stay, just dodging those AA ultis. So, who's been your MVP for this game? For me, it's definitely Steve. He's been involved in so many fights.
I agree. I think
Well,
that Steve's
14,
been
1 and 7.
immaculate.
21 out of 31 kills. Every movement he's made Like, the couple of times he moved bot and he got the first time he had an invis rune and he TP'd bot and managed to make a move around. That demolished Infused tri-lane and gave Tom the initial room to breathe and get some farm. And then every move after that, he's found kill after kill, 2 or 3 man dream coils constantly. So yeah, I definitely agree with you.
I think Tom might get his.
But it's difficult to be an MVP. It's difficult to be an MVP when you've got Treant and Dazzle on your team. When they're in sort of holding positions, you can't make big plays with them.
I wonder who's going to have the healing done record for this game.
I think Treant made some big plays early on, especially keeping Steve alive, so preventing Tarks from getting that early kill. I think, was that first blood that was being decided?
Yeah. No, that was the second kill. First blood was bot lane on Cook.
Oh yeah, of course. But I think that was nice. If Tyrox got that kill, maybe we could have seen momentum swinging a little bit differently, because it helped Steve so much. I do think that Steve... there's been a couple of errors where Shaw missed a Weaver kill at the bottom because of a kind of strange jaunt, but I don't think it can really flame him that much for it, considering how strong he's been the rest of the time.
I don't think necessarily that was 100% his fault. We're going to see engagement from Infused, Doom onto Tom, Hex as well, Shooting Star, 2 of Infused stuck up on the high ground, that vacuum from Jonel at 4! But can we see any kills from Infused? Tom still doomed up, trying to escape here. Richie Hex, 3 people. Elio's just standing there like, guys, what do we do?
2 seconds. 2 seconds to force.
Yeah, but then you can't get all of your heroes down. Get Richie down to the low ground, BKB.
Oh, big anti actually. Huge
oh no!
An anti-mage.
Bye-bye, Elio, once again, and then Tom can just blink over, try and finish off Richie. Oh, just time-lapsing in time. Oh my god, though, Tom is just so weak after all of that.
No, but, okay, so he's gonna have 70 HP per second, that's like 20 seconds until he's on max HP now?
Yeah.
What?
Meanwhile, tier 4s are being taken by the strong MVP creeps.
Zoot, there's a very, very good reason why in Dota you have percentage-based mana regen, but not percentage-based HP regen. Except on Heart. Heart is like the most broken thing in the very late game.
Yeah.
I was actually very surprised when they made evasion stack, because like once you get a Heart up and you get a butterfly, you are like very, very, very hard to kill.
PA, please. And then MKB, please, as well. You know, it's... That's like one thing. Richie got that MKB in anticipation of the butterfly on Anti-Mage.
Yeah.
But Tom just hasn't actually bothered spending his money.
Yeah, I think Tom could buy Dagon 5 here, it would be fine.
Would you
get
anything
MKB
else?
is one of...
Sorry?
You can buy anything you want. But I think MKB is one of the worst items, gold to damage wise. Like you can go Deso, crit, anything like that is going to be better.
Deso is the most efficient. After that it goes... It used to be double crystallis for a long time, but then it became deadless, only if you already have more than 200 damage base.
Yeah, we were just waiting for the GG.
Yeah, it happened.
Foregone conclusion, really.
Pretty much flawless game for Tom, not a single death over there. Steve as well in game number 2. Only died once, gave up a massive bounty, but really helped a huge amount. And it looks like, guys, we're going to be going the